Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. In this video, I will be reviewing the recently revealed Entei GX. Now, this will not be in Burning Shadows. This will actually be in a set that is going to be very similar to Generations. It's actually Japan's SM3 Plus set, so it'll be called Shining Legends. It'll have mostly legendary cards, and it'll also reintroduce the Shining cards again. Like, here's Shining Lugia, Shining Rayquaza, and there are a couple others. So yeah, there was also a Mewtwo GX revealed yesterday, but I just didn't make a video on that. But here's the Entei GX. Here it is. Looks pretty cool. Is the first legendary beast to get a GX, of course. We've only had, well, pretty much 3 sets because we pretty much know the cards for Burning Shadows. But yeah, here it is. It is a fire Pokemon with 180 HP, and it is a basic. That is pretty standard for basics, not too high, not too low. Like that Marshadow only had 150 HP. That was pretty low, but most basic GXs have around 190, 180, or 170. So its first attack here for a fire and a colorless Ember, it does 50 damage. Now, if you throw a choice band on that, you can be, that is two-shotting some EXs, like that'll two-shot Shaman, that'll two-shot, not most, that'll get you some places. And then if you put a Professor Kukui on that, you could do 100, and this is assuming that you're going up against an EX or a GX, so Choice Band and Professor Kukui, you could do 100, and then next turn, if you still have the Choice Band on, you could do 80, and that knocks out most basic EXs, except for like Zygarde and a couple others. So yeah, that is a pretty standard attack, nothing too complicated. And then its second attack here for 2 fire and a colorless, it's Fire Fang, 100 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. Now, burned is you put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon or whatever. Well, it has to be your active when you switch in between turns. And when you switch in between turns, you also flip a coin. If heads, your opponent removes the burn. If not, your opponent doesn't. So it's like poison, but double the damage counters, and you get to flip to remove it. So yeah, if they don't flip the other turn, it does 120 damage, and if you put a Choice Band on that 130, it's a pretty standard attack. You'll see cards like, I don't know, what's one, for example? Tapu Koko, that does 2 lightning and a colorless, and it does 130 damage. So this does that if you have a Choice Band on, which you most likely are because most decks run that by now. But keep in mind that this is a basic, so you can use Fighting Fury Belt. And so yeah, if you throw a Choice Band on it, can actually be a pretty decent attack with that burn, because you'll sometimes one-shot, or not technically one-shot, but your burn will knock them out. Like GX is like Marshadow. You can knock them out with this if you have a Choice Band, of course, and they don't flip, or if they flip a Tails, of course. And it's GX attack. This is what I like most about it, because in Expanded, it could be pretty useful. So, for 2 fire energy and a colorless, Brave Blitz. This attack does 150 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is really good because cards like Shaman and Vileplume. So, in Expanded, this card could be really good. Just for its GX attack, and keep in mind that you can only use 1 GX attack a game, so that, of course, always keep that in mind, because some people, they look at the GX attack and they think it's really good, but then they forget that you can only use it once per game. So, I mean, it's not super OP. It's not anything. It's not doing a ton of damage. It's not gonna knock out most. It's GX is only gonna knock out Marshadow, and of course you don't apply weakness and resistance to bench Pokemon. So again, it's not like you're gonna be one-shotting things like Lurantis and Decidueye if they're on the bench, but if your opponent has a Fomantis or a Dartrix or a Rowlet on the bench, you could use this to get it. So yeah, overall, this card, if I were to rate this card, I would rate it 3 out of 5. It is, I mean, it's not super good. I don't think there's gonna be any Entei GX decks where it's main attacker, but you might be able to tech it into some sort of fire deck, maybe. I don't know. They haven't revealed all the GXs, but I think that this Shining Legends set is mainly going to be just a collector's set because it has the shining Pokemon, and it's mostly legendaries and mythicals for what I know. Here, I'll just scroll through this real quick. So you got Shaman, Reshiram. You got some that aren't legendaries or mythicals right here, like Incineroar, Keldeo, and again, some others that aren't mythical or legendary. And then the Shinings are what I think are pretty cool. I heard that they're going to be textured. I think it says that at the top right here. The photos also show what the shining Pokemons will look like in real life. It appears that they will be printed on the Delta species foil paper, but with a line texture over the Pokemon. So yeah, looks like they will be textured. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. And yeah, remember to subscribe. If you are a subscriber, remember to stay subscribed. And that's pretty much it.